This is Group 15. Our research topic is Chinese songs as a vehicle for cross-cultural learning and communication. So we will divide our presentation into 4 parts. I am WANG Yijing, and I take charge of the first part presentation, background introduction, questions, and methodology. First, look at these 4 YouTube screenshots. They feature 3 Chinese pop songs, Blue and White Porcelain, The Lonely Warrior, and Blooming All the Way. Blue and White Porcelain have pinyin subtypes and used as teaching materials for foreigners learning Chinese, and other 2 songs are sung in different languages. So I think it reflects that cross-cultural adaptations of Chinese songs are more and more common, but there are still some issues like language learnings or emotional impact still have some space for exploration. So next is our core dimensions. So first is how songs help with language input and memory. Second, how songs arouse emotional resonance. Third, how Chinese songs are changed and reinterpreted when spread across cultures. We also have theoretical support from scholars like Donora, Nate, and Stokes. And now we come to our 3 key research questions. The first is how can Chinese songs help improve both language skills and deep cultural understanding? Second is how do the emotional parts of songs affect learners' motivation and memories? Third, in cross-cultural situations, how are the original cultural meanings of songs kept or changed? Here we also focus on the debate between commercialization and authenticity. Finally, methodology. I draw on 4 academic works, reframing them at this axis. Mixed methods design, focus group application, memory test support, and musical structure analysis. Based on this, I adopt a mixed research methods. First, quantitative survey with at least 120 learners using 2 tests to measure language improvement and attitude change. Second, a controlled experiment where participants are randomly divided into 3 groups and tested short and long term to check memories retention. Third, qualitative analysis combine lyrics and music analysis interviews and group discussions to explore, identify, and cultural meanings construction. These 3 parts work together to comprehensively address the research questions. That's my presentations. Now we can move to the next.
Hello, I am ZHONG Yushan. Let's move to relevant scholarly literature and resources, with 3 co-fields providing key support. First, in ethnomusicology and cultural study, the Stokes book, Ethnicity, Identity, and Music, analyze how cultural symbols like music construct group identity, offering a framework for our identity analysis. And Charles, 2005, the study of ethnomusicology proposed a cultural context analysis method, guiding us to interpret Chinese songs' cultural connotations. Second, in music cognition and emotion experiments, the Lux 2014 study confirms that singing enhances short-term memory of foreign language phrases, supporting that Chinese songs is beneficial for language learning. Then the 2011 research shows musical expertise boosts implicit linguistic learning, explaining song's role in the second language learner's Chinese perception. Next, the 2007 study reveals music triggers autobiographical memories with strong emotion, laying the basis for emotional resonance. Third, in cultural industry criticism, the 2018 The Cultural Industries analyzed cultural product commodification, aiding our discussions on Chinese songs commercial promotion, and another 2018 research called Rogue, the primary text defines musical authenticity and provides a framework to evaluate local cultural trait preservation in cross-cultural communication. Next are core concepts. Firstly, identity is dynamic self-perception and group belonging via cultural symbols, referring to the second language learner's cross-cultural identity construction through Chinese songs. Second, emotional resonance is a subjective emotional alignment triggered by musical stimuli, which evokes vivid autobiographical memories and intense affective experiences in individuals, manifesting as learners' connections with songs' melodies, lyrics, and cultural connotations. Third, cultural translation is the dynamic reconstruction of cultural products' symbolic meanings for target context and audience, specifically Chinese song adaptations. Finally, commodification integrates cultural products into the market centered on exchange value. Authenticity denotes retaining original cultural characteristics. They form a dialectical relationship, balancing commercial promotion and cultural preservation. These literatures and concepts build a solid foundation for exploring how Chinese songs facilitate language learning, identity construction, and cross-cultural communication. Thank you.
Okay, dear professor, my name is HE Weiqi and I will summarize various existing arguments and conclusions. So there are three central debates. From optimistic learning view, experimental studies show singing or music training can boost short-term vocabulary memory and language-related cognition. From emotion as mediator but risky, emotion attracts attention and aids memory, yet effective presentation can obscure historical or contextual depths. From critical view, globalization and cultural industry scholarship argues market circulation may standardize or decontextualize cultural signs, raising issues of authenticity and power. While existing research suggests emotion memory links and cross-cultural teaching practices, there is still room for refinement in the balance mechanism between emotion, facilitated memory, and in-depth cultural understanding, as well as in providing targeted guidance for cross-cultural teaching practice. In particular, there is still room for further research on the application of Chinese songs in cross-cultural teaching. Building upon prior work, this study aims to advance the area by developing a more concrete theoretical framework and practical recommendations through mixed methods. So our contribution expected findings is we aim to bridge these positions and empirically test emotion-driven learning effects, while qualitatively examining whether emotional engagement leads to shallow cultural understanding or to productive cultural translation. Our expected contributions is methodological integration, a theoretical framework linking emotional resonance, memory, cultural comprehension, and practical recommendations for Chinese language pedagogy and cultural exchange platforms. So our conclusion is Chinese song combines linguistic input and effective engagement, vocabulary for cross-cultural learning, but pedagogy must preserve cultural context and be mindful of commercialization effects. And that's our presentation. Thank you.